This podcast represents the opinions of the hosts of the Laugh Cry Club and guests on the show. The content here should not be taken as medical advice and is for informational purposes only. And because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions. While we make every effort to ensure that the information we share is accurate, we welcome any comments, suggestions, or correction of errors. Welcome back to the Laugh Cry Club. I'm Joy.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Chelsea, and if you are an imperfect human who laughs and cries, then this podcast is for you. And a friend and a family member and anybody who you think could be an exclusive VIP, which is VIP, VIP member. Welcome.
We're so glad you're here. Hi, everybody. It's another week at the Laugh Cry Club. If you're new to the show, welcome. We are 3 licensed therapists, and we have decades and decades of experience in mental health, but we are mostly here to normalize the human experience and just laugh and cry together because we go through about 1 million emotions a day, and we want you to know out there that you are not alone. So if this podcast makes you feel less alone, we have accomplished our goal. We start every week with a laugh and cry, and then we'll talk about a topic and tease another topic. So we want to stop first. Rebecca wants to give a shout out to one of our listeners.
Yeah, I would
Or
encourage
club members.
It's a club member. This is like members only, okay? This is a VIP. A VVIP. I just want to encourage all of our listeners, if you're listening to our podcast and something touches you, or you just want to share a picture of your daily life, please send us your pictures. We'd love to see those. But this message is from our friend Mira, our exclusive club member, Mira, who is in the Netherlands. And they sent us this really nice message wishing us a happy anniversary. We really appreciate that. And just shared that they like to listen to our podcast when they're on their bike rides. And they were on this fabulous bike ride to The Hague in the Netherlands. Really, it just felt inspired by Chelsea sharing her journey, the topic of living big, and she was feeling a lot of gratitude during a ride, and she stopped to take a picture of herself, and then this wonderful picture of this sun. It's like probably, I'm going to say like early morning sun or midday sun, but I'm going to try to describe it to you. So The Hague is there on the coast. And so I believe what I'm seeing is part of the ocean in the background. You know, at the ocean, like you have that beachy sand, but there's like the greenery in it a little bit. And then just like the sun. And you know, when you take a picture of the sun, it has like that aura around. I'm like describing this with my hands, but it's like the round aura. And it just makes me feel like, wow, that's really living. And I just really appreciated that, and sending a picture of, hey, this is a picture. This is what's happening right now while I'm listening. I thought that was fabulous. So I've asked Mira if I can share this with all of our listeners on our Instagram. So look for that, hopefully. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you all.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Mira.
Thank
I love
you.
Mira. And you can see our posts at Laugh Cry Club on Instagram. We love to see where you're listening. We love to see where you are in the world, and that we can, I don't know, sometimes when you're recording, you just hear your voices between the 3 of us. When you see it actually out in the world, it's really fun.
That is
It
cool.
is.
Yeah.
It was really special. Rebecca's read it to us this morning, and I was like, oh, what a nice way to start our morning. It's interesting how contagious emotions are, and how contagious when you're open to taking in new information, how that can create these big shifts of mindfulness, of remembering, of that kind of like, oh, I knew that, but now I'm a little more intentional with it. And so the contagious impact that I notice when club members, listeners reach out is that whatever aha they got from this, then it comes back to us, and then I have that aha again, and then it kind of goes back and forth, and it's like this little ping pong of intentionality. Am I saying it right? Yeah.
Well, moving on to our laughs and cries, Chelsea, who do you want to go first this week?
Well, I do like to keep things very fair. And last week it was Rebecca, but she's like an early bird. So I'm not going to nominate her twice. I'm going to make sure that our friend Joy has a chance to go first this week on the LCC Laugh Cry.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you got, Joy?
Wow. Okay, so this week, I guess I'll start with my cry and then I'll go with my laugh. I'll do reverse. I usually do the opposite, but my cry this week was, I have two really quick ones. One was the birds flew away. They're all gone. They grew up and they're gone. So I successfully saved the birds and I was so happy.
We're so happy. Everyone's relieved and happy. And they graduated into life because of you, Joy.
Yes. And I would like go visit them every day, even though they're probably like, who is this thing? And I am terrified, but I would, yeah. So one day we had a storm and I saw that 2 had left and I was like, oh no, did something happen? But no, they were just flying around. You can kind of see them like practicing flying and their parents were helping them. And then the other 2 left yesterday. So that made me cry. My other cry was, I can't remember if I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this in a few episodes ago, where at my job I started helping the media team with some articles and some videos for their social media, and one went viral. Then this other article was in Time Magazine. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But
wait, your article was in Time Magazine?
Mm-hmm. Like the article that I helped with, that the media team at my work got Time Magazine to kind of have me be like an expert therapist to comment on something. But the rub was it was about Love Island, right? So it's not like I'm curing anything huge.
Okay,
but it was,
okay. We're going to...
I know, but it's still
Joy,
it's reality. It's reality TV.
Oh, okay. First off, Joy loves reality TV. Apparently,
really do.
So do a fuck ton of other people, since it's a huge thing in America. At least I don't know how it is in other countries. Okay, so we're gonna redirect. This is a big deal, Joy.
Thank you. I will accept that, and I have to laugh just a little bit because I love reality TV so much that I'm like, this is what I'm known for. Is like I will gladly accept that badge of honor because I just love reality TV. Okay. However, because this all went viral and there's a huge audience, I didn't realize, like in my cute little like brain of like my circle and my little bubble, trolls happen. And so I had to learn the art of shutting off and not reading comments in a way that I've been podcasting for so long, but we've never grown so big, like with my other show too, to where you have trolls. Like I've kind of insulated myself from that world on purpose because my heart cannot take it. When I tell you people are mean, I was like, wow, people are so mean. I just shut it off. I turned it off, but it really hurt my heart for like a good 3 hours one day where I was like, you know, like when you're just processing and you're in your head, and I just like had to leave the house and go for a walk, and because people just were saying really mean things about me, and like this therapist is bullshit, and I hope no one ever has I would hate to be one of her clients.
What?
It's like they don't know me, you know what I mean? Like that's what
that's
like the definition of a troll, you know? And so like I had to be like, oh, okay. And Joy, be very careful. It was like, I'm trying to analyze this myself too. Like, be very careful of anytime you're casting judgment on people on the internet, even like whether you say it or not, of like even your thoughts about like, I know this is a very extreme, like very just happened yesterday thing that could be different in 5 days, but that whole CEO drama where he was like caught at the Coldplay concert cheating on his wife. I was like, wow, that sucks. And they're getting trolled so hard. And I feel like, yeah, it sucks. They made some horrible choices, but I feel really bad for them. They are like stuck in this wildfire of trolls. And so I just, granted, I'm not like on this like huge platform but it was just a moment where I did experience like a taste of that. And it really hurt. And I have like such a different compassion for people who have like a huge audience. So that was my cry because it like really hurt my feelings for a hot minute. And then I had to remind myself, Joy, they do not know you. They are someone behind a keyboard. Okay, fine. You know, like it got a lot of eyes on it. So it's going to attract. My friend told me, she's like, Joy, even like Mother Teresa would be trolled. Like, so, you know, like you're just. So that was that. I got over it. Deep breaths.
And now I'm not over it. My heart is racing and I'm fucking pissed.
Me too. I'm like, who are these people? Me and Chelsea are showing up.
Yeah, you know, because it's interesting. For myself, I don't normally have that I don't have that reaction. For somebody who I love, because okay, if you're somebody who I love, it means you're probably a really amazing human. Like, I know your heart. I like most people, but if I love you, that's a whole other thing. And Joy, you're solid. You would never do something mean. Like, that's like not even in your makeup as a human being. So for somebody to come after you, and I get it. Listen, these fuckers who do shit like this, bored, lonely, probably have their own issues. Hopefully they're getting help so that they don't have to feel a way to connect with the world in this really harsh, unkind way. But the impact that it causes, it's just a side of ugly that I don't think any of us want to believe is there. And when you experience that, that's just like devastating to me because the world's hard enough. Like, it is hard enough. And here you are, Joy. Like, this is your area of expertise, okay? So everybody can fuck right off if they don't like what the expert said. This is your area of expertise. And I saw the one video you made. Like, there's nothing to comment.
Right.
Like,
there's not.
Like,
Yeah,
it's so weird to me. Okay, I'm going to get off my horse.
Yeah,
I feel very upset for you. And if you're somebody who's a troll, like, maybe go explore that shadow part of yourself that has to get your needs met by being really, really cruel to another human. Like, I don't know who was cruel to you, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
Right,
and that is also contagious and not okay.
Yeah. Thank you for saying
Do
that.
the work.
Because I always want to make sure that I'm taking my own advice too, of being like, well, Joy, you can cast judgment on people too. I don't think I've ever really like trolled people. I've never said like a mean thing.
Really? You never went online and just picked a mean fight with a rando?
And yeah, exactly. I think every once in a while when like, politics would come around, I'd be like, oh, I can't help myself. But it just never leads anywhere good. But yes, it was just such a good reminder of the world we live in and how easy it is to cast judgment on people behind a screen. And that all I could think of, and this happens like when I'm driving and someone flips me off, where I'm like, my feelings are hurt. But all I think to myself is, if they knew me, like if they met me in person, I highly doubt they would say that, So anyway, that was just a lot for my brain to go through, because the other thing is I was very excited. I was very excited to do these things for the media team. I was like, I was having a blast doing it. I had a really good time talking to the Time magazine journalist. She was so cool. We had such a good conversation and joking about Love Island and all these things, and I also realized that Love Island is a very edited show. So some of the things, like you said, were based off an edited show that, it's not reality. It's reality, but it's not reality. So to have that turn so quickly was a little bit like, oh man, it kind of took the wind out of the sail. Anyway, I'm still proud of it. I'm very proud of it. I've processed it. I've moved on. And I'm like, if it comes up again, I'll do it again. The opportunity to do that. Okay. So my laugh is this will make you guys laugh. It sounds in my brain, I'm like, this is going to be so silly, but also I think Rebecca especially will appreciate this. So, because it has to do with my muscles. And Rebecca,
I'm here for this.
Rebecca loves my muscles.
I love Joy's muscles.
So, I love her arms.
Yes, my arms.
Her arms are so good.
They are. I have a photo of her flexing on my wall right now in a tank top, and I'm just like, when I'm feeling down at work, I look up and I'm like, God, Joy's got it going on.
You just have a shrine to my arms.
Totally.
So a few months ago, I had to get some blood work done with my primary care doctor, and they found that my creatinine was high, and they were like, this is really weird. You've got like high creatinine, and it's not totally uncommon, but let's just check it out anyway, because I had some other things going on that they just wanted to rule out, right? So they referred me to a kidney doctor, a kidney specialist, kidney care. So I go to this kidney doctor yesterday. I show up and I, check in and everything, and I'm like kind of nervous, but not. And then I have this tank top on, and the lady at the desk is like, wow, girl, look at your muscles. I was like, thank you. And then so they go off on this tangent of, working out and how they don't like to work out, but they always wish they would. And so it always sparks this conversation about like activity. It was really cute. So then I get back into the room, we're checking in, the doctor comes in, and she gives me this kind of rundown of tests, and she goes, I your creatinine's like not that bad out of the range. So she's almost like telling me like, why are you here? In a way. And I was like, I don't know. That was just referred here because they thought like something might be wrong. And she looks at me and she goes, you have a lot of muscle. And creatinine is from processing muscle in your kidneys or whatever. And so she's like, so do you think that you've gained more muscle or something? And I was like, I've always been like this. And I just all of a sudden got like so embarrassed because I was like trying to hide my arms. And I'm like, so you're telling me I have too much muscle that my body is like can't process it?
Oh my God.
And she was like, I mean, she was in a way, she was like, we're going to do more testing just to like make sure that there really isn't something going on. Like, since you're here, we might as well run all the battery of tests. But she basically was like, yeah, you just have a lot of muscle. So I was like, okay.
I love this so much.
I do too. And then I go back to the trolling and was like, how could anybody be mean to Joy?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, Joy is going to take a flex picture and these freaking trolls, she's going to flex up on you.
Oh, she is going to flex up on you. And we're going to be, oh my God. But like, how could anybody be unkind to sweet Joy?
It was just so funny
covered
to me
her muscles.
Because I was like, I show up in the tank top, the checkout lady, and it's like hot outside. And to be fair, like sometimes, I know this sounds backwards, but sometimes I just like don't want strangers to comment on it because I'm like, I just feel weird. Like,
it's
I don't know what
body.
to say.
Honestly, nobody should be commenting on your body.
So
I've done that before.
I
don't care about friends.
I hope they do. I hope they're like, my biggest compliment I get is my teeth. People really like my teeth because I smile. Yes. I smile a lot. Yes. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, thank you. I mean, I love my teeth. I floss. I take care of them. Yeah, I'm proud of that.
You have great teeth. And I laugh so hard because I'm like, on one side of things, I'm like turning 48 in a few months, and I'm like, be like, rock it. So maybe there's a part of living big that we'll get to as far as like not trying to be small. I think that's a good observation, Joy. Yeah, because I felt really a little bit embarrassed where this doctor did not at all make me feel this way. It was all me, kind of, because she was so kind, and she was just, I think she was trying to grasp at straws of like something that she could maybe find that would at least validate or justify a visit to the kidney doctor.
Joy's good
and
muscles.
she gave me some like really good pointers and like things to look out for. And because I started HRT, she was also like, if you're taking testosterone, that's also going to raise your creatinine. Anyway, so it was really cute because she was so helpful and did not make me feel bad whatsoever. I want to be very clear about that. But it was just this moment of almost feeling embarrassed that I was there because she was like, well, you do have a lot of muscle. And then she goes, what do you do to work out?
Inquiring minds want to know, how much are you lifting every day?
Yeah, and that's like a helpful thing to other, like to inspire other people.
Yeah,
that's
it was
awesome.
really cute. Yeah, it was really cute. She's like, what do you do to work out?
I was like, nothing.
I'm like, let me tell you, Doc. I'll tell you what to do. Anyway, okay, I'm passing this over to Chelsea, who's taking a sip of her beverage in a really cute, it looks like a Peanuts mug.
It is.
Oh, so cute. Is it an old school Peanuts mug?
It is. It's a Peanuts mug, and it's gonna.
Does it have a story, like where you got it?
Yeah. So, Miles got it for Steve for Christmas, and there's a little bowl that goes with it. It's gonna make me cry. It was really sweet when we went Christmas shop, or it was Steve's birthday or Christmas. Anyways, I took Miles shopping. Miles, like his father, is very generous. So he picked out all this stuff like himself. And this was this giant Peanuts cup. It's huge, is one of the things he got for his dad. And it was so sweet. He gets up in line. He has all these gifts, and they go to check him out, and he needs to pay. And he forgot his wallet. And I see him, and he's looking over, and I'm like, I've got you. And he's like, but I wanted to pay for it. And I'm like, it's okay, buddy. So this was last year. He wasn't 16 yet. He was 15. But yeah, everything makes me cry. Thinking about anything with Steve makes me cry. So Okay, my laugh and my cry. My laugh cry is a laugh cry. The last gift Steve gave to our daughter, Charlie, it's her birthday at the end of the month, is he got her a ticket to the Bahamas. So her best friend here is from the Bahamas. Their family is going out. We were all invited on this trip and hoping that Steve would heal and we'd all be able to go together, which didn't happen. So she's going to the Bahamas with her girlfriends and their family and blah, blah, blah. So last night we're at the family's home and we're having pizza and we're having drinks and we're, like talking about like our girls are going on this trip to the Bahamas. Like, and they're so cute and they're just like, there's going to be 4 girls and then the parents. Big shout out to you, Nikki and Kevin, who are amazing because I wouldn't sign up for 10 days. I mean, listen, they're great kids, but I mean, that's like a lot of responsibility in a foreign country. It's not foreign to them because they're from there. Okay, I digress. So since Steve died, I want to wrap everybody in bubble wrap, like all 3 of us together, like insulate each of us individually and then put us all together and keep us safe all the time. And I do the opposite because I know that that's healthy. And we talked about this last week, living big. So we're all hanging out. We eat pizza. The girls are all in the room getting ready for bed. I crawl into bed with Charlie and her girlfriends. And Charlie and I'm holding her hand and I'm holding her little friend Evie's hand. And we're all talking. And Charlie's talking shit because she's like me. So she's like cracking jokes and she's like really funny. And she has a big mouth. So when she laughs, I laugh with my mouth open all the way too. She laughs with her mouth all the way open and her mouth's like a little bit bigger than mine. So when she laughs, my laugh was I stuck my whole hand in her mouth.
Shut up!
No way.
Shut up.
And she's laughing. So she's like, Mom!
I would
cry.
I would pee my pants.
Yeah.
I would pee my pants laughing
It was
if I saw
so
that.
funny. And then she you laugh, like your mouth involuntarily is like wide open. So then she's laughing even harder. And then I keep sticking my hand in her mouth. And she's like, this is disgusting. Stop doing it. And I'm like, I just went to the bathroom, but I washed my hands. And then we're crying, laughing.
Oh my gosh.
And
I
then
would pee my pants if I saw that.
Yeah, and then I start crying because I'm like, oh my God, like she's going to this country, like it's like the last gift from her dad for her birthday. And I'm just like, oh my, like I'm just like gonna miss her. Like my kids are my best friends. Like my kids are they are the witness, other than my girlfriends. Like my kids they know me. Like I don't have like that. I don't know. Like we just have a very humanistic relationship. It's not like I'm the hierarchy as the mother. Like, yes, I guide them. I do all of that. But like we're all equals. We're all the same. And they're my favorites. And so I just start crying. And Charlie's like, Mom, like what? Like, I'm good. And I'm like, I just love you. And I'm just like crying. And she's like, you have to stop. And I'm like, I can't. She's like, but now I feel bad for going. I'm like, well, this isn't like feeling bad about you going. This is just me loving you. But then I couldn't stop. Obviously, I still can't stop. And now my nose is running into my mouth. Gross. And so I get in the car and I'm just like hysterical because, the love there's no shortage of it, there's no shortage of love. And I'm so grateful that I have this relationship with my kids. Like, I'm so grateful that they're so incredible. And I know part of them getting older is like setting them free and they're going to go to college and they're going to live their lives. And I'm so lucky that I get to be their mom and that they love me and that I can like get in the bed with their girlfriends or they can all get in my bed. And like, I don't know. I just feels like that combination of like, I'm afraid of like fear, like I don't want something to happen, and grateful. I just like look up at Steve and I'm like, babe, we did good. We did good. Like, we're so lucky. And this is like the closest thing to their dad is them. And so, then I just ugly cried on the way home. And then I laughed again because I need glasses were far away. And because it was nighttime by the time I left, I had to wear my sunglasses.
Because of the glare?
No, because I don't have good distance vision.
The prescription. So are those sunglasses
So my prescription sunglasses. So I'm wearing these dark ass cat eye prescription glasses, which is probably so dangerous because it's dark, which would have been okay, except I'm sobbing. So I'm crying with the sunglasses at nighttime in my car. And I'm like, Chelsea, you are a fucking shit show. And then I came home and thank God Miles was home. So I got to he got in bed with me. That's like our thing. He got in bed with me and talked my ear off. And I'm like, oh, then I felt so lucky again. Then he left to go sleep in his own room like the way normal people do. And then I just laid in bed with my cat stuffed animal that I have, this weighted orange cat, because Steve said he would come back. He's like, you'll know I come back to you. I'm going to be an orange cat that you find. And so I have this weighted cat stuffed animal that I sleep with now. I've never done that in my life, but that's my new thing. So I put it on top of me and it holds me. And then my animals also come and I'm physically being held by fake animals and real animals. And then I cried more. And here I am, guys, laughing.
That sounds about right.
Fucking crying. Yeah. Yes.
That sounds about right.
Ugh.
I mean, as long as I've known you and even doing this podcast, you've talked about how much you love to have your kids, just the sounds, the meals they're making in the house, the ins and outs of people coming and going, and that you just love that life-giving energy that they have. And it's always been a priority for you. And I know how hard that was when you were in the hospital with Steve to be away from them for so long. And
that's what Charlie kept saying. You were in the hospital for 2 months and we were on our own. I was and I hated it. And Steve and your dad and I were so upset about that. And she's like, and then you went to New York when he was sick. And I was and no, my heart shattered every single time. We don't like being away from you guys.
Yeah. And especially right now, just the togetherness is what is giving you so much, I guess, love and peace is just the togetherness piece. It's your family because you experience this loss and just anything where you're no, don't go yet. I'm not ready for you to go yet is so I could so understand that.
Yeah, and you have to let him go.
Yeah.
And I have to go. We have to keep, that's part of the living big. You have to keep living. And it means there's just a lot of conflicting emotions of what we talk about in Laugh Cry Club, the both and these are all happening together. Yeah. So, Rebecca, on that note of laughing and crying in both ands, what do you have, my friend?
I love you always sharing about your kids and their friends because it's just I can feel all that love and I just, it makes me feel so good. I love hearing it. So, goodness. So, my cry has to do about my dog, Fritz. So, I think most people know he's actually been here a year now. So, that's great. He's had a year added onto his life that he wasn't going to have. He's doing pretty good. He just, he can't see very well or hear very well. The other night, we woke up at 12:30. Woke up to this commotion, and Oliver was down, kind of growling and shaking. And when you hear those stories of they say one dog has a medical emergency, other dogs may attack them, right? Not because they're trying to be mean, but they just sense some things off and weird. And so it was kind of that situation. So I'm like, Oliver, get away. And then I noticed Fritz was trying to get up out of his bed and he couldn't. He had lost all control of his back legs. He just looked out of it. And I had a previous dog, Scrabble, that I think had maybe a focal seizure where it's almost they're not there and they almost do this weird turning. They'll turn to one side typically and it's they can't, you just know what is happening. My dog's not here. And so he was kind of doing that and I'm like, Fritz. And so I just kind of held him until the episode passed. Then he kind of was with it, but he couldn't stand up and he was desperately trying. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying to get Robin up. And of course, she's kind of out of it and everybody's panicked. And it's okay, he's not getting up. He looks okay. And I'm we probably, need to take him to the emergency vet, right? So then I'm oh my God, this is going to be so expensive. And then we're thinking, this is it. I think we verbalized that to each other, like, this is probably it for him. And we're like, then we started doing the whole, like, trying to make ourselves feel better, like, it's time. And like, well, he's had another year that he wasn't going to have. We saved him. He's had a lot of great love and time, and he's been well cared for. And so we load him up, take him over. I have to carry him. Thank God I lift weights and have some muscle because he's like 60 pounds and heavy. We get over there, and I'm like, I bet you a fucking $100 he's going to start walking when we get here, because it never fails, right? We get there, and now he's regained some, so he's walking, but he's like drunk walking. They bring him in. I've never been to an emergency vet before. This is the vet emergency group. I think they go by Veg.
I love their Instagram.
Oh, yeah. They
have a great Instagram.
So they let you, you're right there with them during any treatment they do. They bring you in together, which I love that. And you can be involved as much as you want. So they immediately brought him in. Next thing you know, you're putting an IV in him, talking about details of what's going on, get blood work, run it. So we're hanging out there till like maybe 2 a.m. Anyway, he gets better. He starts walking around a little better. He's still a little clumsy. And all they can figure out, blood work looks normal. He has some elevated liver levels, but we already know he does. Their best guess was maybe he had some sort of seizure, stroke event. It was very clear it was like neurological. I could tell for him. And they're like, do you want us to keep him for observation here or at home? You can do it. And I'm thinking, I'm not leaving him here in a crate. This dog whines. It'll be so bad for you all and him. We'll just take him home. We did. And then, each day he kind of got better. By the second day, he was back to his full self. He regained and he was walking. But we were talking to our vet that we have that comes to the house for Ruby. She's a chiropractor, massage therapist, acupuncturist, like does all kind of doggy PT stuff. She said she looked at it and she said it looked like a vestibular event. So older dogs, they will sometimes have these vestibular events. It very much looks like a stroke, but you don't see like the facial difference in it. And it's because cartilage, as they get old, it breaks off in their ears sometimes, and it makes them out of balance, and they can't get up then. So he actually has some chronic ear issues. So she's like, I would, bet that that's a vestibular event, and next time just give me a call, not at 1:30 in the morning. He'll be fine, unless it's like he's not breathing and stuff, take him. But if it's just a mobility issue, then call me in the morning and I have some things that can help him. I'm like, oh, great. So, it was a real cry moment because we thought, oh, we're losing Fritz, and not how I want him to go out.
So scary.
But he's back to his normal self. So
back.
$700 later, we're good. So that was my cry. My laugh has to do with, I've been watching the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders Netflix show. It's the newer one. There's
America's
an older
Sweethearts.
one. Yeah, the Dallas
Season
Sweethearts.
2.
Yep. I have always poo-pooed the cheerleaders, but now I'm like, wow. Like they are super athletes, right? And I'm like, I think I want to try out for the Dallas cheerleaders. There's not an age limit, and you just submit videos. And
oh my God, please do this.
I've been practicing, I was practicing last night my line kicks.
Ooh,
and so
how about
they put their
Thunderstruck?
leg,
Yeah.
apparently they're it's similar to what the Rockettes do, but they actually do it. It's even heightened. They actually bring their leg right in front of their freaking face. The Rockettes are a little off-centered. Joy probably knows all about this kicks, but I'm like, how do you get your leg up there? Like they'll be stretching on a wall and their legs up on a wall and their heads to it.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that. I'm really not that flexible. But last night I was trying.
Wait. You've been putting your leg up against it?
No, I can't. I tried, just like they do, right?
Okay.
Of course, they're like 18 to early 20s. I'm 50.
Can I give you a helpful tip?
Yeah.
This is so weird. This is very weird. So when Steve was first diagnosed with cancer and he went to New York to get treatment, and we lived a summer, well, 2 summers, but the first summer we lived in New York, we lived in this house like in upstate. There was like nothing going on there. And I was like, what am I going to do all summer? So there's an app that you can get that teaches you how to do the splits. And so I ordered it, and every day I did stretches to learn how to do the splits because I'm not limber. So Rebecca, I'll find it. And now
Yes.
I never fully committed, so that
You didn't.
I did it for like a month and I did get more limber. I'm not limber. I did get some limberness, but I bet it could work. I may even have a lifetime subscription. I don't know. I'm going to look.
Chelsea,
Wow.
there's an app for this?
Yeah,
That's
to do
amazing.
and who does that? Like, yeah, my husband's sick with cancer. Well, what are you going to do this summer, Chelsea? I'm going to learn how to do the splits. That's what I thought was a good
love
idea. Good use
That
of my
just
time.
reminds me of your Barbie costume,
love
and I'm
it.
here for it.
So I'm outside by the pool last night trying to get because it's your thigh, your quad touching your face. And I'm like, it's so probably funny. I wish there's a video of me. I had actually lift my leg up and bend my face down to actually touch it.
We
And
need content with this, Rebecca.
It is funny.
Can we
And then-
hold up a tripod or like Robin?
sure.
Robin, I
Videotape
nominate
my whole routine.
I nominate you, Robin.
Yes. So that was funny. And then I said, this is what killed us, basically. It's like, I don't think I can be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader because they practice at 7 p.m. and that's when I'm winding down.
Yeah.
I think that's why I can't be one. And we're like, that's the only reason? Because they actually don't practice too far away from me. It's like 20 minutes from my house. But it's just like, I don't know. They've got me. I'm like, I want to do this.
Well, then you told me that you go to the same dermatologist as like the main
Kelly,
the head-
yeah.
yeah, the head honcho.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
We're going to pivot into our topic, but it's living big again. And I'm going to
Yes.
challenge Rebecca. Can you please get like one picture of you with these women? Like, can we live big and like you go to the same dermatologist, you live 20 minutes away. You could like easily just be like, hey, I was really thinking about auditioning. The 7 p.m. doesn't work for me. However, I'm living big and I'd really like to take this picture for inspiration. Like, can we nominate Rebecca?
Yes.
This is a lot of pressure, but I feel like Rebecca's smiling like challenge accepted. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, I just have
Yes.
to find out where they are. I don't want to be a stalker because they have security and
okay,
stuff.
we're not
but
stalking.
there's,
There's
events all the time.
Yes.
I'm sure they do events.
I got to find out where their events are, and then I'm gonna be like, you all. By the way, you also need to listen to Laugh Cry Club, but let's get my picture. Yeah,
And
I'm so
by then,
excited.
Doing
you could
it.
do a jump split, and you could all do a jump split together.
that's never gonna happen.
okay.
I
You're
would-
going to get the stretching app. It is. We don't know that this couldn't happen.
Okay. Well, we have to also face reality. That's something we do in therapy.
It
The
is.
reality part of this is that I am 50 years old. I could probably work up to it, but I've never been limber. So me doing a split, I probably would break something.
You don't know what you're capable of.
Okay.
Your muscles do, but you.
My muscles know what I'm capable of, but I don't.
Drink some collagen, Rebecca.
Yeah. Actually, my dermatologist, I said, should I be taking collagen? She said she doesn't really necessarily recommend it because it's not super helpful. But if it's something you've already been doing, don't
can't
stop
hurt.
it. But she's
Yeah.
not finding that it's super helpful for people.
Yeah, that's what my derm said too. She's like, it's not gonna hurt. She's like, do I do it sometimes? Sure, but it's remember it's a Retin-A at night, vitamin C in the morning, pharmaceutical grade. I digress. But Rebecca, I think this is a good goal for you.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
I really am. From one dancer to another.
Thanks, Joy. I'm glad you're calling me a dancer now. I really appreciate that. I feel seen. So let's move into our topic since we're talking about me living big, right?
Yeah.
Taking on new challenges. So this is part 2 of living big.
So I can start with a
Yeah.
little fun psychology intervention. So in dialectical behavioral therapy, there is an intervention called opposite action. And when I was thinking about living big, I was thinking about why people don't. Like, why do we not live big? Why do we have this opportunity to have all this life in front of us and we just don't do it? So before I teach opposite action, I'm just going to remind everybody that our brain is very lazy. Our brain loves routine. Our brain loves the path of least resistance, and we're wired for survival. So if you really think about like that kind of lazy brain, thank God, right? Thank God it's lazy, because we would be overwhelmed if we actually took everything in all the time as new. So we're humans of habit. I think it's like 85% of our lives are pretty habitual, right? Like you don't think when you brush your teeth which hand you're going to use. When you make your coffee, like these are all things that we do. So when we think about living big and where we get stuck, I was thinking about, okay, so biology, right? Yes, we crave adventure, but that means you have to like do things that you don't normally do. And our brain does like to take the path of least resistance. So that's kind of a rewiring thing, right? If you want to live big, we want to rewire it to make that normal for your brain to say yes, normal for your brain to like do these other sort of habits. I think about how tired we are, like we're like exhausted, right? I mean, okay, I'll speak for myself. I get tired, like very tired a lot. I think about how the effort when the brain is tired as opposed to the body being tired. So there's all these different things. So in dialectical behavioral therapy, there is an intervention called opposite action. And part of that is to identify, like, what are you feeling? So I could say, let me give an example. I don't know. When did I do something? Okay. I went to a fish contest the other day, like a fishing, yeah. Okay.
Not PHISH.
FISH with every person in Alabama. It's like a 4-day fishing tournament, which I knew nothing about. We had VIP, thanks to Petey.
Ooh, you had VIP?
We had VIP. People are bringing out like a 600-pound fish. They fish for 4 days. And over the 4 days, your boat comes, goes 8 hours out into the Gulf, and then you catch your fish. There's like a whole thing. Only one person can catch the fish. Like, it's actually insane. Then they bring the fish up and it's like UFC. Everybody who's on the fishing boat is running out. There's a big fish, and then they hang the fish, and then fire shoots up and the crowd goes wild, and it smells like fish. And we do this while drinking champagne, eating shrimp and fruit. I mean, it was this whole experience, right? So before this, I had gone to the beach. I was tired. I lay down to take a nap. And then one of my friends like, hey, do you want to go get a glass of wine? I was like, yes. And then Petey was like, hey, I thought we were going to the fish thing. And I was like, oh my gosh. So my body was tired. I was already really like, I had showered. You're kind of like in bed. Like, I could have gone the opposite and been like, let me just lay in bed and read a book, or let me just like, I don't know, do whatever I do, play Scrabble because I'm a nerd. Like, I play a lot of Scrabble on my phone. But opposite action. So identify the feeling. What was I feeling? Lazy, tired. What were my thoughts? Oh, I have to get ready. Like, that's hard. And then the opposite action was like, go. Like, behaviorally, forget what you're thinking, forget what you're feeling. What's the behavior? The behavior is to do the next step, which is to get my ass out of bed, put some makeup on, get ready, right? Change your mood. How did I do that? I turned on music that kind of pumped me up and made me feel happy. I did eat a lot of candy because that gives me a little boost that I like, my little drug of choice. And I put on something cute, because that would make me feel fun. So I just changed my emotions. I did the opposite, right? So I went from lazy to music to all this other things that's like changing the way that I physically feel, changing my thought to like, this is going to be fun. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. And then the behavior was to do all the things opposite. And we ended up having like the best time ever. It was so awesome. It was so fun. We all even went to dinner afterwards. It was great. So that's like a way to do it. If you can start thinking about like, what is the opposite? So I'm feeling this way and I want to feel a different way. How do I do that? The quickest way is behavior change. So when we want to live big, we've got to do the behaviors, start to switch. So that was my opposite action intervention.
Chelsea, I'm so glad you're sharing that, because I actually feel like I've been in a rut for a few months and not living big. And that is really helpful because I get in my thoughts, right? All the thoughts that talk me out of doing something. Like, and it really is about like, I'm tired, or that's too much effort. And that's really helpful to remember that technique to do the opposite.
Yeah. And think about Joy. Like, Joy, you are living big, professionally putting yourself out there with your area of expertise, with this. And there is a real fear, right? Someone's going to knock me down. Someone's going to say this. Like, that can take our breath away. That can just, like bring us to our knees. But There's no living big without risk. And that's the thing. There's
true.
always going to be a risk. Like I risk going to this VIP fish thing I've never done in my life, being maybe uncomfortable. I don't really know anybody. I'm in this space that's like very contained with other people who this is their thing. It's not comfortable. I didn't show up and be like, oh, I'm so comfortable, right? No, that's something that comes after you're in the experience. And so Joy, you did that experience. You lived big. You put yourself out there. Now, when you do it again, it's not going to be as vulnerable.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. I would say, and when we started this podcast, I would have Joy send them to me ahead of time because I was like, oh my God, I want to take it back. I still feel that way. I feel nervous when I write. When I put something on social media, I feel that vulnerability and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to take it back. I want to take it back. And then I go to my truth. What aligns with my values? My values are to be vulnerable. My values are to be transparent. My values are to hopefully leave this earth a little bit better, like to do something that connects with humans, to do something that connects with myself. And so if I go to my truest values, I always say, if I can put myself out there and make myself uncomfortable, and that brings somebody else a little bit of comfort, that normalizes somebody else's experience, then I did good on this earth. But that doesn't come without risk. And
I love that you pointed that out.
Yeah, it doesn't.
About the risk. Because last week, one of my goals was in my brain, I was like, I really want to, and Rebecca and I talked about this on one of the episodes a few weeks ago, of just kind of goal setting and how you want to challenge yourself. And I had realized that I wasn't noticing the opportunities around me. So that was my goal, was like, I'm going to notice the opportunities around me and I'm going to say yes to them. And so that was that week of all the media stuff that came up. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like, this is exactly what you're asking for. And you move through it. And it is scary. And then realizing that there may be some downfall, but that you keep going and that you keep showing up. And I also think it's important to have cheerleaders, not just Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but to have cheerleaders around you too, of even, high kicks in the background.
Yep.
Because I can so easily talk my way out of something. I think we all can relate to that, of like, so I think even just if listeners out there are having trouble really grasping this or really putting something forward and making forward motion with your behaviors, maybe have an accountability buddy that you're texting or talking to, that you are accountable to that person, so that you just don't have an out. You don't have an exit route. Okay, here's another example. I did something very challenging the other day. I do not like running fast. I like doing sprints, but I don't like running fast for a long period of time. So I don't think anybody does, but there's this training thing that I'm trying to do right now where Peloton like gives you these workouts and whatever. So they like assign workouts to you. So I was like, okay, I woke up one day and I knew that Wednesday was a tempo run. Well, tempo runs are like, you have to stick to this one pace the entire time, which is about 23 minutes. And it's really hard. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I am by myself. There's no one here. I could leave. I could just exit. And I got on the treadmill, and the instructor, who's amazing, she's so cute. Her name is Bex Gentry. She goes, all right, there's no exit routes once you hit this pace. And I was like, fuck, because, you just like, for whatever reason, that I was like, okay, I cannot exit. I have to like stay on this pace. So I made sure I picked a pace that I had no exit route, meaning like I couldn't be like, oh, it's too fast, I just have to slow down. I was like, I know for sure that I can hold this pace for 23 minutes. It's challenging, but like if I slow down, like I am for sure, not being honest with myself.
Hold on. And what was your value? What was the value that kept you not being honest with yourself? So you being honest with yourself, that's a value, right? Mm-hmm. What was your other value? To do this in the first place?
To do it in the first place was, I'll talk through it now and maybe you can think of the value of kind of that goes with it. But if left to my own devices, I will always kind of like find an excuse, especially when you're working out by yourself. There's times where, I work really hard. I'm not going to, diminish that. But there are times where I'll skip a workout that I know is extra hard for me. But that day I was like, you know what? You really don't back away from a challenge just because it's hard. Try it. See if you can do it instead of just
curiosity.
avoiding it.
Yeah, curiosity and almost like a reparent, right? Like a parenting of yourself, of the permission to just try it, the permission to just do the thing. Because if I was saying reparenting, I would say the value there is how fucking good it felt probably when you were done. Like a parent sees that to the end. Like when I'm looking at like my kids, I see like my daughter, they're athletes, right? Like I see that, and I look and I'm like, that is going to be worth it because you're going to be so proud of yourself and you deserve to have that feeling of like, I did this thing, because no one can take that when you do it yourself. It's like getting educated. No one can take away once you've learned the things. Yeah. So curiosity and, I would say like there's some self-worth in there, right?
Yeah. And just even trying something that's scary, because I was very scared. And I'm like, what's the worst thing that happen? You stop? Like, okay, so if I like got off the exit route or whatever, okay, the world's not going to end, but I tried it. You know,
tried
so
it.
that's what I think everyone out there listening just to kind of think about of what are you maybe avoiding that you really could try now. It doesn't have to be this like really hard run, but just even going somewhere new that you're maybe alone and you go visit a new place, a new restaurant, a new coffee shop, and meet a new friend that feels scary. That at the end of the day, it's I think you'll be glad that you did it.
I think it's important to say, because when I think of like living big, sometimes I think of fireworks, big things, right? Because we're saying big. It doesn't have to be like the best day of your life or fireworky, or it's just, I think just hearing you all talk today, it's just about the doing. That is living big. It's not about like doing it at a 10. It's just actually doing.
Yep.
And so you can't go wrong. And that's living big, just doing something, being open.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning before we hit record. Was it doesn't always have to be like that grand gesture. It can be really small things that feel like they're building on one another.
Well, and something that you said that was really important, Joy, was you said just try it. And that's like last week's episode that's where I give myself just 10 minutes. Do you know how many girlfriends I've had who've danced at weird clubs with me or like jumped in a limousine or done something like, I don't want to go. And I'm like, 3 songs, 2 songs, like 2 drinks. Like you can bargain with your brain if you like, that is sometimes very helpful. And again, I think of like parenting, like your kids are like, just try it. Like try to kick your leg up like a Dallas cowgirl and just see how high you can go, Rebecca, right? Just try the app and see what happens. If you hate it, cancel it, right?
Yeah.
So it is really just saying like try, commit to trying.
Yeah.
And trying can be for 5 minutes, guys. The research on 5 minutes is huge. That's another fun fact for a different time. But 5 minutes is life-changing. And there's research to support that. You want to start, with clients, I'll say, do jumping jacks. And you want to work out, do jumping jacks and push-ups. Or maybe push-ups are only too hard. Whatever. Do some sort of movement while you brew your coffee, because that's about 5 minutes, right? Like there's different tips of how we can pair behaviors together, how we can do things, but try and give yourself permission to like decide that you didn't like it. That's fine, but you did it, and nobody ever is like, wow, I really bummed out I tried. Nobody said that.
Gosh,
did anyone
so
say that?
true.
I don't think so.
Well, I'll end on this story because I know we got to wrap up. But Chelsea, I'll always remember when we were at the on-site for work a couple of years ago and they were doing karaoke. And I don't want to say hate's a strong word, but I just don't love karaoke. I get cringe by watching it. I would never, And well, not anymore, because I think Chelsea really pulled me out of my shell, but we were all standing around and it was like our turn to go because all the teams were going. I was the one that led the song.
She was the hype.
No one else would do it.
Hold on. Hype woman.
Love it.
And I sang Love Shack, and then I got a compliment by Bobby Breyer. I think it was Bobby afterwards that was like they're like a actual professional singer, and was like, you sounded exactly like the guy singing Love Shack. And I was like, yes.
She was amazing. I don't know if I have a video of that, but that was.
I think I do.
Oh my gosh, you should post it. Joy was.
It was really scary. It was so scary, but I did it, and now it's a good memory.
Look at us doing hard things.
Whew.
And look at all of our club members doing hard things too. So feel free to share with us your hard things and let us know if you're okay with us sharing here on the podcast. We'd love to, get the community together and share these great moments.
If you need hype people too, just send us a DM and we will hype you up. If you're having a hard time getting going, we will be your hype people. And we're really good at pep talks. Yeah, Rebecca taught me that gift.
Yes. And please do not minimize. Like a hard thing for me was like microwave microwaving dinners because I'm not like a huge cook. And that was a big deal. I posted myself in my apron. That was like
I love that
the
video, by
apron
the way.
was my motivation. Like that is helping me be like cooking because I love
love it
wearing
so
that
much.
outfit so much. The Barbie with the cigarette and the tattoo on her neck. I'm super into it.
So great.
Yeah, I posted that on our Instagram. But like, don't dismiss or discount that like, oh, I don't want to share this because it wasn't like so outrageously big, huge, right? Love y'all.
I love you too. And I'm so grateful. And thank you so much, listeners, for supporting the show. All right. You can follow us at Laugh Cry Club on Instagram. You can email us laughcryclub@gmail.com. We love you so much. Thank you for supporting us. Leave a rating and review. And tune in next week. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Live big. Bye.
That's life, baby.